Hello boys and girls and Stingray parents. Today we are going to be adding and subtracting decimals. This is a reviewed skill. You should have done it last year, but even if you didn't, it's pretty simple. There's two basic things you need to remember. Number one, line up your decimal points. Number two, line up your place value columns. If you take the time to do those two things to start with, I know it's a little extra work, you can't go wrong. You just treat it like a normal addition or subtraction problem. You may need to regroup, but other than that, it's pretty easy schmeezy. Let's try a couple together. Okay, boys and girls, let's take a look at our two problems for adding and subtracting decimals. First, we have 32 and 500ths plus 78 and 103 thousandths. The first step is let's stack these problems. I'm going to take 32.05 and then I'm going to line the next number up, the next decimal up, by first putting my decimal point there, and the 7 and 8, or 78 goes there, and then my 1 goes under the 0, my 0 goes under the 5, and then the 3 is out here. And then I add these together. Now, taking the time to line them up is essential. If you just go through this and just, putting one number on top of the other and things aren't lined up properly, you don't have your decimal points lined up, you don't have each place value column lined up properly, you're going to be adding the wrong digits together and you will get the wrong answer. So take a little time up front to organize your two decimals, and then you'll be in good shape. Now, and we treat this like a normal addition problem. We start on the right and we work our way left. When we look at this though here, we see that there's nothing here in the thousandths place. So you can put a 0 there if you want. We can put a 0 in there. When you put a 0 behind the decimal place or to the right of the decimal place, it really doesn't change the value at all. So now we can add, and 0 plus 3, or nothing and 3 is 3. 5 and 0 is 5. 0 and 1 is 1. Now my decimal point's right here, so I put that right there. Then 2 plus 8 is 10, so I put a 0 here, and I carry my 1 up here. And then I have a 1 and a 3, that's 4, and 4 plus 7 is 11. And I'm all done. My answer is 110 and 153 thousandths, or 0.153. Let's go back to red, and let's try subtracting. I need to take 123 and 42 hundredths and subtract 33 and 329 thousandths. First step is stack them. Take 123.42, and then I'll be subtracting 33, and I'm putting the 3 under the 2, got a little sloppy there, 3 under 3, put my decimal point right here, and then I put 3 under the 4, the 2 under the 2, and then the 9 over here. And this 9 represents how many thousandths I have. And when we take a look at this problem here, we see that there's no thousandths in our first decimal. So once again, we're just going to put a 0 there as a placeholder. It's not changing the value of this number at all. And we treat it like a regular subtraction problem. Just remember, we're going to put it's a good idea to put your decimal point there to begin with. Okay, can I take 9 from 0? No, I have to borrow or regroup. So I borrow from the tenths here, and I turn the 0 into a 10. Now 10 minus 9 is 1. Can I take 2 from 1? No, I can't. So the 1 in the tenths place has to borrow, or from the hundredths, has to borrow from the tenths. So the 4 becomes a 3, and the 1 I borrow comes over here, so the 1 becomes an 11. 11 minus 2 is 9. We know how to subtract. 3 minus 3 is 0. 3 minus 3 is 0. 2 minus 3 I have to borrow. 12 minus 3 is 9. And we can bring down the 0, just leave nothing there, because 0 is nothing. And our answer is 90 and 91 thousandths. There you have it. Key thing is, line up your decimal points first. Then make sure that